Hey everybody,
Hey, we're the Hubbards.
my name's Paul,
I'm Bree.
and we are going to buy our first home.
Together.
Yes, and we are going to take you along with us in this process.
So this is our channel, and it is called 100 Years More. So welcome.
We will be getting more into that as we go along, but the basic idea of this channel is to give you a first person perspective on what we are doing in our process and the whole journey we take from finding the house all the way to renovating it, which you guys will be a part of.
Because we are super excited about it, and we want to share that excitement with you guys.
Definitely. So do you want to talk a little bit about the search for our perfect house?
How many houses did we look at?
I know for
wasn't
sure.
many.
Well, I mean, we looked at on Zillow.
Well, that's true. If you count all of the Zillow and real estate agent apps, then probably.
Do you want to
in
talk
the
about?
20s.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what we were looking for, kind of?
Well, we definitely wanted something that we can grow into as a family, and so I know that we really wanted 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a large yard for our very rambunctious pup, Lilo, and let's see, we also wanted to stay in our town where we currently are.
Yes. It was a perfect location, 20 minutes from work, 20 minutes from another city that had a lot of, restaurants and movie theaters and everything we'd want to go to for entertainment or even shopping. So location was key.
We looked at a couple of houses that met some of the criteria, but we realized after looking at maybe 3 or 4 that there's a lot of things that you can change about a house, but you cannot change the location.
Right. And one of the things with the location we're at, it's being developed. There's a lot of things that are happening. They just put in a new playground, a new park, and then they're going to be putting in a bike trail, which I love biking. So hopefully that will come in a few years. So we wanted to find a place that was as close to here as possible, where we currently are, where we're currently renting. But yeah, so we were searching for a house, but another important criteria, I think, was we wanted it to be our own. So we are looking for a house that we could buy cheaper and renovate. That was kind of our goal. We admit that we were slightly influenced by Chip and Joanna Gaines.
I think we're on our 4th renovation show that
Right.
we've watched end to end.
Yes, and so we've been very excited about the process of going into a house that isn't cookie cutter, that we can really make our footprint on. It's just kind of our focus.
Well, I would say that we're both pretty talented when it comes to building things. Now, we're probably not super professional, but when we work on something together, we are
Pretty good. I have worked construction during the summers while I was at school for pretty much my entire adult life. I've worked at multiple different construction agencies, done work with windows, done work with walls, general construction, done foundation work, flooring, all that stuff. So I have a little bit of knowledge about a lot of things, I guess.
And I'm an artist, so I happen to know how to make things look good.
Yep. And so together, I build and
I finished.
Yeah, she finished, which is great because I hate finish work. It seems so tedious.
And I don't build things very strong.
Yeah, she uses a lot of 1x2s where 2x4s would be more appropriate. But hers do look delicate and dainty for sure. More dainty than mine. Mine are built to last.
You just say that because I'm small.
But being a 6'6" giant, having dainty things around the house is not exactly the best way to keep them around. So
this house is going to be our project for many months to come.
yes, and we're excited for that because we don't have to spend any additional money than what we're already paying to fund these projects, because our projects do get quite expensive. So
I mean, over the summer I was like, oh, can we start this? And you're like, no, probably not.
Yeah. Yep.
Because then that starts like a whole 3-week project for
definitely
for the Hubbards.
Yeah. But, so we began looking around for this house that we could renovate that would have all of the checked all the boxes that we wanted, and we eventually did find it. And it was actually, you actually found it first, but didn't show it to me.
Well, I thought I showed it to you, but I know how much you love the kitchen space, and so looking at it at first glance, not knowing that we were going to end up with a renovation loan, I thought that the kitchen was way too small for the 6'6" giant, and so I just dismissed it right away.
Right, and I didn't even see it. And then I got on Zillow or Realtor.com when we just found a house that we almost got. We almost jumped on board, but then it just didn't feel right. Was not the right location. Yeah, it was not the right location. So we pulled back, and then I started looking to see what options were, and I was like, "Hey, have you seen this one?"
This house is right down the street from where we currently live.
Right here. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that months ago." I didn't show you that? And I was like, "No."
Did I mention it has purple walls?
Yeah. So.
His favorite color.
Right. Yes. So that was great when I found that, because you were like, "Yeah, I'm down to look at it," and we went there with our realtor, which she is a very, very good realtor. We really have liked her. Mm-hmm. We fell in love.
Yeah, I think that was the only house that we walked through, and we just fell in love with it instantly. Right. We could just see all of our furniture in the space and envision how we were going to renovate it right off the bat.
Right.
Some of the spaces didn't even need to be touched too, because
the living room.
Luckily, the owner already had started renovating it, and so we were able to just see the potential that this house had.
Definitely. And one of the really nice things about it is that there's literally a room we found that was a blank canvas, as in it was stripped down to the beams. There was nothing, no flooring, no subflooring, no nothing. Straight dirt.
No insulation.
We walked right in there. No insulation, no nothing. And that is really kind of sparked our need for a renovation. We knew that we wanted to do some sort of renovation, but we weren't sure if we were going to do it on our own after the fact, or if we were going to try to get a renovation loan. But this kind of solidified it for us. We loved the house, we loved the location, and having this blank room where we could literally do anything with.
I think the selling point was when I said that we could do a vaulted ceiling in the bedroom and have hammock hooks.
Yes, I'm definitely down for hammock hooks inside, because I feel like you can only hammock when it's good weather out, because there's no place indoors to really do it. But if we made a place, that would be pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. So there is a lot of cool things with this house, but there's a lot of stuff that was, not great. Some of the flooring was terrible.
The giant cistern in the yard that's 30 feet deep.
Yeah, that's not ideal. And then the siding is
asbestos.
Gross.
For one.
Yeah, asbestos. Gross, white, weathered white.
I don't know. You
missing
call
pieces.
It white anymore.
Right, but it's just missing pieces, chunks. It looks like it's a place that no one's lived in for years. Mm-hmm. But we could see the potential, and we know from watching our countless renovation shows that the siding, although it is an expensive endeavor, can really change the look of the house.
And easily replaceable.
We were able to look past that a little bit, but so we found our home and we loved it. And one of the special things about our home is it was built over 100 years ago.
Yes. And so there is this really, really cool part of the house that is actually right underneath of the gable in the front. And it says the year that the house was built, and it says 1891. So this house is 130 years old, guys. And that's kind of where this whole inspiration for our name came from.
Right. We call our channel 100 Years More, because we want to make this house, who is already old and has been here forever, make this house last at least 100 years more, if not longer. And it's our first home, so we're going to put a lot of love into this one, mm-hmm. for sure. But we wanted to talk a little bit about the process, the paperwork, getting all the people that it took to get it together. Yeah, it's not fun, but I do think it's worth mentioning because
anyone who is looking into this kind of a home buying process, this is a definite part of the process that
Oh,
can be
definitely.
a make or break for a lot of people, I think.
Right. And I think
It
that's
almost
why.
broke me.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people would be turned off by this because it is a substantial process. And I'm going to kind of walk through now what like we had to do. So not only do we have to do the normal mortgage process and all that stuff, but with a renovation loan, you have to also get a contractor. And you have to get a bid from that contractor and submit it and get it approved, which took a couple times from us.
Some subcontractors also.
Yeah, and some subcontractors out there. And then we have to get full inspected. We had to, we'll talk about the appraisal later, but we have to get a specific type of appraisal, we learned, that is a little bit harder to estimate. And so...
Based on the future condition of the house,
Right.
not the current condition.
Right. It has to, based on the renovations, they have to come up with the appraisal. So it
Kind
makes
of
it...
like a shot in the dark.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I feel like it is. but-
Yeah, because like you don't really know what the house can be when it's done.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so that is quite the process. So we had one lender. That's actually when we first got the approval letter, it was through a different lender, but they didn't offer the renovation loan, so we ended up having to go with someone else.
Well, and the whole reason that we did that is, well, we found out that it's a rare type of loan, especially in our
Right.
area. So Illinois, and especially Southern Illinois, is not an area where a lot of people are renovating houses
Right.
like this.
And that's why the company that we ended up going with, that's pretty much all they do because people seek them out because they're one of the few companies that do it. So that's we got our lender in that process. But when you're going in and getting your finances looked at in detail, scrutinizing detail, it's really
It's very
frustrating.
humbling,
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah. Just like all your mistakes are in the light and they're being asked direct questions about why you spent this much on this and
Why you have multiple addresses in a couple
right.
years.
Yeah. So you get real get to know you experience, and it's all tedious paperwork, which is not great. But then our contractor, we actually decided to go with a local person. That was
That
our
was a great decision.
yes, that was our kind of idea. Someone who was real close, only like 10, 15 minutes away from us. Partly because I've had experience. I've worked with the smaller companies. I haven't worked with very many big construction companies. And there's just something, there's more value in the work. They put more effort into it. So
Well, and I think also just the fact that, we're in a small town and we want to support local businesses.
right, and that's definitely part of it for sure. Then the paperwork process. There's just so many things to sign. You're getting sent all these things from who knows who, like all this stuff is like, I could be signing my life away right now and I have no idea because I didn't read it, or if I did read it, I didn't understand it. So that was real.
Let's not underestimate the help that we got too.
True.
So anytime that we did come across a word or a phrase or something that we didn't understand, our lender was very gracious in helping us to understand those things.
Yes, like lots of long conversations. What is
It's
this
kind of
mean?
like we went back to school in a
Yeah,
way.
it is. I really
These
feel
are the
like
things they should teach you in school.
right.
For real.
I feel like there definitely should be
a class
a
on home
class
buying.
on home buying. Like that's like a major thing that most people do. So I don't know, because it's complicated. It's not an easy process for sure. But then let's get to the appraisal. Okay, so
I'm laughing because it's so sad.
yes, so we don't know about the appraisal. or the
Well, we
process.
don't know about the process of the appraisal because the appraiser is protected by a lot of state laws.
Right. So there is about like I don't know, like 25 different ordinances that protect these people because they are kind of putting themselves out there in a way because they're putting a value on someone's house, which is hard to do. They try to do it as concrete of a way as possible, but I mean I'm sure that
Comparing it to other houses in the neighborhood,
Right.
same time period, same general build.
definitely location obviously.
Well, let's put it this way. Our appraisal was ordered for many, many weeks ago.
Yes, December
23rd.
No, that was when it was due. We ordered
Right.
it on the 5th
We
of
ordered
December.
it in the very beginning of December.
Because our original plan was to close on the 3rd of January. That was our original plan.
which our timetable was already very stretched out because
Oh, yeah.
of this process.
Right.
So if you can imagine just, having to extend that farther.
Right. Definitely.
So our appraisal was ordered at the very beginning of December, and then it was due December 23rd, right before the holidays.
Right.
We went on this nice trip and tried to forget about it. And then we got back, and we were supposed to close on January 4th. And then we got a call on, I think, 2 days before, right? That was right after we did our
2
final
days before.
walkthrough.
We did the final walkthrough, and then our realtor was like, "Have you gotten the appraisal back yet?" And we were like, "No."
Well, we heard it was good.
Yeah, we heard.
We were good to go.
Yeah. But then we investigated and come to find out that
the appraisal was never turned in.
It was never turned in. And we don't know why it wasn't turned in. But
Blame it on COVID.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that was a result. But we knew that the appraisal company had been to the house. We knew that. And so, we thought, okay, well, maybe Christmas break or whatever, we'll get it, after that. But we didn't get it still. So we continued to ask, okay, is this coming in? Is this coming in? Well, they tell us, okay, we'll have it by the end of the day today. And then they tell us, we're going to do it.
This was January 5th, I think, too,
right.
even, right?
Yeah. Then they said that they were going to do it the following Monday. And then it wasn't there Monday. They ended up getting it to us Wednesday of that week.
Of the next week.
Of the next week, yes. Wednesday of the next week.
And then, once we got it.
Wait. Then we look at it and we're all getting all excited because we finally have the appraiser.
We're texting everyone saying, we finally got it.
Yeah, we send it off to our or we go to sign stuff, and then immediately after, our lender pops in an email saying, disregard this email. This is not correct. We have to send it back. And we're like, oh no, why? We were so close. So apparently they had done it as if it was just a purchase of the home.
As if we were going to
buy it as
move
is.
into the house as is, yes.
So we had to send it back, and
that took another 2 weeks.
2 weeks before we got that back.
Well, and it wasn't even anything that, we kept saying the whole time, this wasn't anything that we can control because there are legal days that you have to wait
twiddling our thumbs
after the underwriting is complete.
Right.
So I think it's a 6-day mandatory wait period after the underwriting is complete.
Well, 3 days legally, but then there's the process. You have to process it, and you have a couple business days for that. So
there's really nothing that we could speed up.
Right. And so we were just waiting there. It was like we were in a race that no one brought the starter pistol. Because we just were waiting for that starting pistol, and we just kept waiting to start this process, and we couldn't get it because no one fired the starter pistol. So we that was a frustrating part for sure. But we have the appraisal now, and we are closing in very shortly, hopefully, and we are going to begin our renovation. All right, so speaking of the renovation, we're going to just do a basic, quick summary of what we want to do.
Yeah, because we're not in the house yet, so
right.
we can't show you anything yet.
That'll be the next episode we'll do is going to be detailed, looking at all the intricacies of the house and showing you what it looks like and stuff.
My favorite parts.
Yes, so you will see that soon. I actually got some pictures already, but I want to make sure that it's the best quality and get every corner.
Final walkthrough,
right?
Which was a month ago,
right? Which I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to do another one now that I think about it. Aren't we? But what are some of the main things we're doing?
Well, let's start with the bedroom that literally has a hole in the floor.
Right. I mean, no, the house as a whole, what will be the bedroom.
Yes.
So we're going to make that our master, actually, because it's on the first floor, and the other ones are on the second floor. And we're going to add a bathroom.
Yeah, well, it's really actually for the best because the floor is already ripped out, makes it much easier to access the plumbing, the electrical, all of the things that we need to move anyways because we're going to be knocking down some walls in the kitchen, which is right next to the bedroom.
Right.
And then doing a little bit of work with the laundry room too and moving that so it'll be easier to run wires and pipes and everything to where we need it to go because this master bedroom is kind of in an easy crossway for a lot of the
Definitely.
rooms in the house.
Another thing that we're going to be renovating is the kitchen. Pretty much.
He wants a big kitchen.
we're ripping it all out and changing pretty much everything. We
Well,
might
the weird thing
keep
about
the kitchen sink though.
we actually love the kitchen sink. It's a beautiful copper
It's
sink.
a copper sink.
But
Really nice.
the weird thing about the kitchen is that the kitchen and the dining room, both of them were add-ons.
Right.
So this house that was built in 1891 was originally much smaller of a
Right.
footprint, and so the kitchen is just this huge huge add-ons.
Right. So we are going to basically reorder the space a little bit, adjust that a little bit, and create a much more convenient kitchen for our purposes.
Yeah,
Which
it's
for
gonna
us
say more
is,
of a natural walkway
Right.
throughout the kitchen.
because the dining room was added on not that long ago.
Right.
And so we are thinking about even reordering what room is what room. We're looking into it and stuff and thinking about it. But that's the cool thing is we can literally do whatever we come up with. So we're really excited for that. Another big thing, this isn't going to be for cosmetic purposes, but we are going to completely rewire the house if we need to. We're going to add
We do need to.
Yes, there's
It's a
parts though
it's
that
a
are
tube and plug. Is that what it's
no,
called?
it is not. It is fuses right now, but we want breakers,
Oh,
breaker box. So we
something
are
I don't know much about. Clearly.
so we are going to be doing that. It has knob and tube is what it's called
But
in
it's
there,
not
but it's
active
not
right now.
active right now. They just rewired it and left what was there in there. So that's a big thing. And then I guess the biggest probably expense overall, single most expense, but also the biggest improvement is going to be the siding.
Siding.
Yeah, we are going to reside the entire house. And that was actually a condition of our loan. We had to because the siding was a big no-no for getting the money. And that had to be like the first on the list to get done.
Just to
'cause-
kind of give you like a framework, when you're walking through a house and a normal conventional loan, they shut it down even if there's just peeling paint. So
Right.
the fact that the siding was falling off of it was a
Right.
huge red flag.
Yeah, so that was a big thing that we had to do. But overall, we're really excited for the renovation, and we're going to take you into the process detailed. We'll talk about each of the rooms. We'll really highlight exactly what we're doing, and maybe at the very least you can join us with as we go through this process. But also, if you're looking into this, you might learn some things about working with a 100-year-old plus home.
Yeah.
Definitely. But
I think I'm gonna learn some things too.
yeah, I think you just might. And then I might even learn stuff too.
I might make things stronger.
But well, you'll have to understand physics first.
Oh, jeez.
Gravity and its effect on things.
Ugh.
But we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited about this process, and we're excited that you're joining us, that you are able to see this journey as it unfolds. I guess with that, I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that you guys will share this with any of your friends who are interested in the renovation process, because we're gonna be the skinny on this part, because there's no movie magic here. This is all just us talking and stuff. So we're just telling you how it
who
is.
doesn't want to see this face on a movie screen?
I have a face for radio. But with that, we just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching our video, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, we hope to share these videos with you guys once a week, and we'll be starting our renovation process very soon. Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye.